In this last video for this section, we're going to learn about least common multiple. Okay, so least common multiple, we're going to use factor trees to find it, but it's a little bit different than greatest common divisor. First of all, for greatest common divisor, we picked the smallest exponent, and in this one, for least common multiple, we're going to pick the greatest exponent, okay? And for greatest common divisor, we picked what they had in common. But for least common multiple, you pick every factor, not just what they have in common. You pick everything you see. So let's try one. Find the least common multiple. Okay, that's the first multiple that these will go into. 144 and 300. So we want both numbers to go into it evenly. The factor tree for 144 would be 2 to the 4th times 3 squared. The factor tree for 300 would be 2 to the 2nd times 3 times 5 to the 2nd, or 5 squared. Okay, now let's follow the rules. We want to put everything we see. I see a 2, I see a 3, and I see a 5. And I know it says least, but we want to pick the greatest exponent. So it's going to be 2 to the 4th, 3 to the 2nd, and 5 to the 2nd. And if you do 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 3 times 5 times 5, you will end up with 3,600. So this would be the least common multiple. That is the first number that both of these go into evenly, that they divide into. Now let's do a word problem using this. It says a movie theater runs its films continuously. One movie runs for 80 minutes and the second runs for 120 minutes. Both movies begin at 4 p.m. When will the movies begin again at the same time? So what we're looking for is the least common multiple. The first time that both movies will start again at the same time will be the least common multiple of 80 and 120. So when we do the prime factorization of 80, we end up with 2 to the 4th times 5. When we do the prime factorization of 120, we get 2 cubed times 3 times 5. Now, following the rules, we write everything we see. 2, we see a 2, we see a 3, we see a 5. Okay? Now, we want the highest power on the 2, which is a 4. The highest power on the 3 is a 1. And the highest power on the 5 is a 1. This one is 5 to the 1st. This one is 5 to the 1st. So we just use 1. If you multiply all that out, 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 5, you get 240 minutes. Now, 240 minutes is 4 hours, right? When you divide that by 60, that's 4 hours. So now we want to go back to 4 p.m. and we want to add 4 hours to that. And we find out that the next time they'll both start at the same time is 8 p.m.